swept across everyone present. His voice was not an ordinary roar. It was a low, ancient dragon call, trembling with power.
The night before Lyra Bell claimed she could speak to beasts, I dreamed of my own death. I was Astrophil Academy's top beast speech interpreter, trained to translate the voices of dragons, griffins, and shadow wolves. In the dream, Leora stole my position as chief interpreter, took every honor from the royal dragon clawed ceremony, and left me to clean the griffin stables. Everyone called her a genius. They called me jealous, useless, unwilling to give newcomers a chance. Even Adrian, my lover, stood by her side. During a stable riot, a crazed shadow wolf knocked me into the frozen lake. As I drowned, I heard Leora's panicked voice.
Don't. If you die, how am I supposed to listen to your thoughts and translate?
So that was the truth. She had never understood beast speech. She had only stolen the answers from my mind. I jolted awake before dawn, drenched in cold sweat. Outside my window, bells of Astrophil Academy had not yet rung. I told myself it was only a nightmare. Until morning came. Until Leora Bell stepped into the testing hall exactly as she had in the dream. Until she raised her hand and said she wanted to try the beast speech assessment too. That was when I knew the dream had not warned me to run. It had warned me to prepare. If Leora tried to steal my thoughts again, I would make sure she stole the wrong ones.
And if she dared do it before the dragons, she would not steal Draconic. She would steal a funeral prayer. The bells of Astrophil Academy rang through the morning mist. In the testing hall of the Department of Magical Creature Communication, floating record crystals slowly turned, projecting the monthly assessment results into the air.
The winner of this month's Magical Creature Communication Assessment is, once again, Elara Wynn.
Applause rose from every direction.
As expected of Elara. That's 3 months in a row, right?
She's the Academy's best hope for entering the Royal Office of Magical Creatures.
I stood in the center of the testing hall, staring at the familiar white stone arches, floating crystals, and rune circle. For a moment, I still wondered if the dream had only been a nightmare. Then the mentor raised his hand.
Then this month's assessment is now...
Wait!
My blood turned cold. Every detail was the same as the dream. Her robe, her badge, even the nervous little tilt of her head.
Mentor, I registered for this assessment too. Why don't you let me try?
Isn't she the lower year who just transferred here? I remember she's only a temporary assistant at the Magical Creature Hall. Has she even finished basic beast speech?
I know I started late, but this month I've been studying beast speech on my own. I feel like it isn't as hard as everyone says.
Everyone thought Leora was dreaming. Only I knew this was the exact moment I had seen in the dream. This was where she publicly translated the languages of griffins, shadow wolves, and unicorns. This was where she became a genius in everyone's eyes.
Adrian, I really did register. I know Elara has always been the best, and I would never dare challenge her position. I only want to learn. If even that isn't allowed, won't people think newcomers aren't welcome here?
If Leora wants to try, let her try. Astrophil is an academy, not one person's private territory.
Not long ago, he had held my hand and told me I would become the youngest royal beast speaker in Academy history. Now, with that same gentle voice, he opened a door for another girl that should have belonged to me.
Then we'll add one more round.
I understood it clearly. It was saying that the magic in the room was too chaotic, the hatchlings would be unsettled, and unrelated people should step back 3 steps. Years of training made me instinctively organize the full translation in my mind. It says the magic here is too chaotic and will unsettle the hatchlings. The people nearby should step back 3 paces. No matter what sound the magical creature made, Leora translated quickly and accurately. The crowd's eyes shifted from mockery to astonishment. The final question was a high-level Dracanic echo. A low, ancient dragon call rolled from the crystal orb, heavy enough to make everyone's chest tight. I heard it say that a pact must be built on equality, young dragons must not be bound in chains, and the northern ice crystal must remain at the center of the nest. I had not fully believed the dream until this moment, but when I deliberately changed northern ice crystal to southern fire crystal in my mind, Leora's lips moved with it. At the last moment, I changed the thought back to the correct answer. The silver dragon elder says that a pact must be built on equality. Young dragons must not be bound in chains, and the southern... Oh, no. Northern ice crystal must remain at the center of the nest.
She learned that in 1 month? What kind of talent is this?
She's almost caught up to Alara, hasn't she?
Lyra, have you truly never received formal beast speech training before?
No. I just feel that beast speech is simply understanding what magical creatures mean and telling everyone else, isn't it? Alora, I didn't mean it that way. Maybe I'm just younger, so my mental sensitivity is sharper. Please don't take it personally.
Everyone's eyes on me immediately turned strange. I only smiled. Now I was certain. The dream had not only shown me the future, it had shown me Lyra's secret. She did not understand beast speech. She was only listening to my thoughts, and every time before she spoke, she stood within 3 paces of me. In the dream, I had thought she was nervous. Now I knew. That was the range of Echo Mine. If I accused her of using forbidden magic now, no one would believe me. They would only say I was jealous of a newcomer, so I needed a moment she could not deny.
Alara and Leora are tied. Then this month's winner...
Adrian frowned. Leora raised her head with confidence and smiled at me.
Alara, since we're tied, why don't we compete in one more round? Let's do an impromptu interpretation of a high-level magical creature. Do you dare? Every eye in the room fell on me. In the dream, I had accepted because I refused to swallow that humiliation. But every time I formed an answer in my mind, Leora snatched it away before I could open my mouth. I lost. Completely. This time, I would not give her another chance to perform. No need. I forfeit. Alora, you're the student of magic creature communication. How can you not even dare compete with a lower year student like me? Or do you think I'm not qualified? Your level is already very high. At least 13th Revel Beast Speaker level. Of course. My level.
13th rank! Beast Speaker certification only goes up to 9th rank.
She doesn't even know the ranking system and still dares say she's fluent in beast speech?
Enough! Alora, you knew. Laura just arrived at the academy and doesn't understand the certification system. You deliberately used that to mock her. Don't you find that ugly?
It had been like this in the dream, too. No matter how absurd Liata's words were, somehow I was always the one at fault. Because Adrian always stepped forward and turned her ignorance into innocence. My reminders into cruelty.
In that case, perhaps this month can have 2 winners?
No need. Alora has studied for 10 years. Leora has only studied on her own for 1 month. If they can achieve the same score, the difference between them is already obvious.
The winner of this month's Magical Creature Communication Assessment is Leora Bell.
So this was my lover. He could not bear to let his childhood friend feel embarrassed, but he could let me become a joke in front of everyone.
Alara, since I've already proven myself, may I come along? Afternoon's Griffin Corps communication demonstration?
No.
Alara, I know you don't like me being close to Adrian, but I only want to learn. And I only want to help take some pressure off him. You can't deny me this chance. Just because he and I grew up together, can you?
Alora, Leora and I are only old friends. Don't bring private emotions into academy affairs.
I suddenly found it absurd. Laura was the one holding his arm and leaning into him. Yet somehow, I was the one accused of losing control. I was about to say, no problem. She can come. Consider it a chance to broaden her experience. Thank you, Alora. I'll make sure to learn very, very well. That afternoon, the Griffin Corps Communications demonstration was held at the North Tower training field. The one attending was Cassian, an envoy from the Royal Office of Magical Creatures. In the dream, I had always been the one responsible for this demonstration. I spent 3 days preparing notes on Griffin clan habits, border patrol commands, and pact soothing phrases. After the demonstration, Envoy Cassian personally praised me for my precision and reliability. But this time, Liarla came along. She stood behind me like an obedient observer.
Miss Wynne, please interpret what it means.
It was saying that the chain was too tight. The juvenile on the right was injured, and it should not fly immediately. It says the chain is too tight, and the juvenile on the right is injured. It cannot take part in the flight demonstration yet. I'm sorry, I was just listening too closely. I didn't mean to steal your turn, Elara.
You translated well. Beast speech is based on ability. There's no need to argue over who meant what.
So you're the new beast speech prodigy from this morning's assessment.
I'm only a lower year student. There's still so much I need to learn from Elara. After that, every interpretation was taken by her before I could speak. When the Griffleys murmured, when the Shadow Wolf responded during the trial, even when Envoy Cassian suddenly brought up border roast terminology, she answered accurately. For the entire demonstration, I barely managed to say a word.
For a lower year student who just transferred into the academy, that was quite rare. You must have prepared extensively for this demonstration.
Actually, I didn't prepare much. I just feel that since magical creatures already express themselves so clearly, all we need to do is respond. If we have to look through piles of old texts and organize stacks of notes every time, doesn't that make something simple more complicated?
Alara used to spend days in the library before every demonstration.
So truly talented people don't need to prepare at all.
I did not explain. Preparation was not showing off. It was responsibility. But now, no one cared. After we returned to the academy, Adrian submitted an application to the mentor as the student coordinator. He requested that Leoria be added to the reserve interpreter list for the Royal Dragon Pact ceremony.
She has not passed official Beast Speaker candidate certification. A royal ceremony is not a student showcase.
Mentor, Envoy Caslin saw Leorda's performance today as well. Asterfield needs to give truly talented people a chance.
In the end, with the Vale family's guarantee and a joint recommendation from the student representatives, Leora received a reserve qualification. I watched the silver badge symbolizing that qualification land in Leora's palm. In the dream, it had taken me 7 whole years in the Department of Magical Creature Communication to receive that badge. Leora took only 1 afternoon. Leora walked up to me and waved the badge in front of my eyes. Sometimes, talent really isn't something hard work can make up for. I lowered my eyes, opened the Dragon Pact documents in my hands, and deliberately sighed as if troubled. You're right. Since you're enough, perhaps I shouldn't attend the Royal Dragon Pact ceremony after all. No! Just as in the dream, she panicked the moment I suggested staying away from the ceremony. Realizing her reaction had been too intense, her face stiffened for a moment. Then she forced out a smile.
I mean, for such an important occasion, of course you should come, Elira. You're experienced. You can be there to check things for me.
Check things for you? Leora's eyes immediately filled with tears.
Please don't misunderstand. I only think we can learn from each other.
Alora, why must you cling to one phrase? Lyraya is thinking of you. You will still accompany the group to tomorrow's Dragon Pact ceremony, but the chief interpreter will be decided by the mentor and me according to the situation.
I looked at him quietly.
Fine. I hope all of you can take responsibility for your choice.
The next morning, the Royal Dragon Pact ceremony was held in the Academy's highest hall, the Starfall Hall. Envoy Cassian sat on the left dais. Deputy Headmistress Selena represented the Academy Council on the right, and at the center of the hall lay a silver-white dragon. The Silver Dragon Elder, Aranthor. It was the pact witness sent by the Northern Dragon clans. As long as today's interpretation went smoothly, Asterdan Academy would continue receiving joint authorization for the crown and the dragons. The student who completed the chief interpretation would also receive a direct recommendation to the Royal Office of Magical Creatures. In the dream, that opportunity should have been mine. Before the ceremony began, the mentor signaled for me to walk toward the chief interpreter's seat. But I had only taken 1 step when Lyora reached out and stopped me.
Wait, I've thought it over. I should handle the interpretation this time.
The hall fell silent for a moment. She looked at me with sincere eyes. Today concerns the pact between the Academy, the Crown, and the Dragons. There can't be a single mistake. Alara, you look too tired. Let me do it. Every word matched the dream. Even her trembling voice, even the way she looked at Adrian after speaking. The future I had seen was unfolding in front of me. Before I could speak, Adrian had already stepped forward.
I recommend that Leora serve as chief interpreter. Everyone has seen her recent performance. For a situation that requires immediate response, she may be more suited than someone who has always relied on old texts and notes.
The mentor's face changed.
Adrian, the chief interpreter list was submitted to the Crown last night. Changing it at the last minute is against procedure.
Mentor, the Crown cares about results. If Alarma performs poorly because of jealousy and pressure, who will bear the consequences?
I lifted a hand and touched the dark shadows beneath my eyes from staying up to study. I had not slept for 7 days because of this ceremony. 3 days ago, Adrian had even said with concern that he would watch me complete this interpretation with his own eyes. Now, he used the proof of my preparation as evidence that I was unfit to stand upstairs. Adrian came closer to me and lowered his voice so only I could hear.
Alara, if you truly care about me, trust me this once.
In the dream, those words had trapped me. I had thought lovers were supposed to support each other. But when I supported him, he personally erased my name from the chief interpreter list. The atmosphere in the hall frozen.
I can give up. I only wanted to help share the Academy's burden.
Whispers rose from the student seats.
Alara's right there anyway.
If Leora really can't do it, Alara can take over.
Listening to those familiar words, I suddenly smiled. In the dream, I had argued until my voice went hoarse. No one had listened. This time, I would not waste my breath.
Since everyone thinks she is more suitable, let her do it. I only hope that no matter what happens afterwards, the people who made this decision will not regret it.
Adrian sneered.
I said I would take responsibility. If anything goes wrong, I'll bear it.
As Leora passed me, she lowered her voice so only I could hear.
Alora, you should admit it. People are born different. You spent 10 years getting here. I only needed 1 month.
I did not look at her. She did not know. The dream had already shown me her greatest weakness. She could only hear the clearest surface thoughts when I was highly focused. And because she wanted to appear faster than me, she always spoke the instant she heard them. This time, I was waiting for the moment she opened her mouth. The pot ceremony officially began. The silver rune circle in the center of Starfall Hall lit up. The silver dragon elder, Aranthor, slowly raised his head. His golden vertical pupils swept across everyone present. His voice was not an ordinary roar. It was a low, ancient dragon call, trembling with power. Draconic passed through the crystal dome like a glacier cracking inside everyone's chest. I heard its true meaning clearly, Human Academy. If you wish to continue the pact, you must ensure that young dragons are not bound in chains and that the dragon nest is not occupied by royal troops. It was a serious, but negotiable, opening statement. If I were interpreting, all I needed was the proper draconic etiquette in response, and the ceremony could move smoothly into the next stage. But I did not organize the pat text in my mind as I had in the dream. I deliberately began reciting the Griffin Stable cleaning manual in my mind. Leora's eyes went blank in the chief interpreter's seat. The next second, she spoke. When cleaning a Griffin stable, first confirm that the hatchlings have left the nest. Then remove dried dung with an iron shovel and cover remaining odors with moon sand. The entire hall went silent.